One Way Fighting.
Hello, you're back with One Way Fighting podcast with me, Neill Smith and Myles Muncie. Hola,
Hello,
Myles, ¿cómo está?
Hola. Bien, bien, ¿y tú? Bien. ¿Et quoi? Je suis? Mon pas français?
You too? Bien. Still got it, haven't you, lad? You're still Spanish.
Yeah, still got it.
So this is the second part to the Ben Askren and Jake Paul fight that's coming up.
Yeah.
And this is whether it's good for boxing. I'll let Myles go first on this one.
Yeah, so YouTube boxing, is it good for boxing? So I'll start off, obviously. Yeah, we've had, sorry, I've got hair in my mouth. Fucking hell. Right, we'll kick off. So we've obviously had KSI, Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Gibb, Joe Weller, obviously True Geordie as well. I think Lawrence McKenna, they're big parts. I mean, they were huge parts from the start to even the end. I mean, they're not commentating, which I do think that's a bit of a, I won't use a strong word to say disgrace, but not nice. I don't know.
Who's that?
True Geordie?
When you said disgrace.
Yeah, I said it was a disgrace. I felt like it was a bit harsh to say that word, but because True Geordie and Lawrence McKenna, who were always the commentators, where any YouTube fight, they were the commentators. They didn't do the KSI and Logan because it was on the zone, and then they hadn't been doing the Jake Paul. And they're really, well, True Geordie was one that started it with Joe Weller. That's how it all started. I mean, technically Joe started it. I mean, Joe and Theo Baker. I know, mate. It's a long, complex road. They started it, did a little YouTube boxing fight, and then
did Joe Weller win that one?
Yeah, it was a little
Did he beat that True Geordie fella?
No.
I was going to say you got me into him. So he looks like a hench. I was going to say he looks about 4 foot taller than that Joe Weller. See, I'm not a big YouTube fan despite doing it. So
he has been boxing though. He's another one that's part of the YouTube boxing, and Vidal Riley. So they're the ones I want to talk about. So, okay, YouTube boxing, is it good? I think it is. Couple points why. First, if you look at young fighters, right, in the undercard, so the undercard has come out for Ben Askren. I won't go into it because I don't know any of them, and that sounds horrible, but I don't. But that's the whole point of the card, right? To learn and who they are and how good they are. I feel like that's going to be a huge part of why this is good for boxing. I mean, young fighters on the undercard are going to get paid, hopefully, good money. I mean, good pay-per-view. They're going to get brands, they're going to get following, they're going to get the eyes on them. Brilliant performance, get a brilliant knockout that could smash their publicity up. Second, if you have, we saw in the Mike Tyson fight, right? We had, I mean, it was behind closed doors. I mean, so it was. I was going to say about the gate, but it goes to my point. If you have someone like Jake Paul, maybe like a Gibb or someone at that level, maybe even Joe Weller if he wants to go back into boxing. If you have them on the maybe third, fourth to the main card, that's going to bring gate in. And we see, you can comment in the MMA, in the main event, you get most of them, especially in the UFC and other. They're packed. They're like in boxing, you don't get that. I mean, they don't come until the main event, right? You would agree, right? The crowd.
No, I know what you mean. What tends to happen?
Fight, no one comes to watch.
No, what tends to happen in boxing events is people tend to come towards the latter, the latter rounds. You tend to have the undercards on early. On your
but does anyone watch them?
But what where I stand on it is it's good for boxing, but it's bad for boxers. And I'll give you two reasons. Two reasons why it's bad for boxers. There's more eyes on it for boxing, so there's more kids going out there instead of doing stuff on the streets. Like your Anthony Joshua, boxing got me away from a life of crime, and so it's good in that sense. But as a boxer, I'm grinding my ass off, putting the time in. I put 20, 30 amateur fights together. 6-0 pro boxer or 6-4, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then some kid who's got 1 million views on YouTube is, you know, the top of the bill of the card, and you're putting together real time and effort. And then you've got the other aspect why it's bad for boxers. You've got your, I mean, let's take Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, some really fucking class boxers who just had a great fight. I mean, people were thinking that Lomachenko would never lose. And you've got great fighters like that who, in order to get the same pay-per-view numbers, now have to sell themselves to a degree. And they're people who've been in the gym grinding out. I'm not saying they don't have personality. They're probably great banter in the gym. But now they've got to look at another aspect to add extra stress onto what they do, potentially. I mean, imagine being a boxer, working that hard, getting a belt, and then have someone who's got 2 or 3 fights calling you out on the internet, and then calling you a pussy. Calling you a pussy because you're not going to fight them.
Yeah, that pussy. Yeah, I get it. But
if that was me, I'd say, keep your fucking £1 million. I'll see it out the car park out the back of the Aldi, and I'll knock you the fuck out. If that was me. And I was like, because he called out Canelo the other day, didn't he, the Jake Paul fella? Like, I mean, but again,
I don't know if he called him out. I think he called him out of what he said about YouTube boxing. I don't know about actually calling out.
I thought you said he had 50 million in the bank or something. Am I wrong?
He might have. I don't know. I thought I heard different. I saw different. I don't know if there's maybe another clip I didn't see. The thing I would like to say about that though,
I might be wrong.
You mentioned, we mentioned it yesterday, right? About how you know there's world champions in boxing that I don't even know about, and a lot of people, regulars, don't know about. Ultras, yeah, they might know, and I know a lot of YouTube guys who. There's one that I can't think of off the top of my head. I can't think. He's elite in like he knows a lot of info. He does those interviews. Didn't like yeah, and he was going through some of the world champions because there's that many, and I know there's so many. I mean, that's another topic in itself, boxing and the amount of fucking world champions I've got. But I don't know more. And
where you're saying
the thing is, right,
all, Myles, where you're saying you don't know them all. Give me 10 golfers.
Yeah, but that's not my
a golfing fan. You don't have to be an ultra to know them. You could just be a boxing fan.
But I'm a boxing fan, but I'm a boxing fan. I mean, obviously there's so many world champions. You could talk about the saturation. That's a different topic in itself, right? I mean, that's the reason. I think that's a big reason, the saturation of how many world champions there is and all this. But you know. The thing is, right, they're world champions, and I get, but you mentioned, right, about selling out. I feel like that's been a thing in combat sports that we've seen. Not YouTube. I don't think YouTube boxing started that selling out process. I get what you try and get that with the calling out and you got to talk shit to get a fight or etc. I think that started a long time ago. That started with you could even. Chael Sonnen, you could argue, back in the day, even before. I mean, he brought that success. I mean, all the shit talking.
He put together fights though before he got.
Yeah, but that's how I mean, he got the silver fight because of the shit talking.
He beat a lot of people. Still, I know what you mean.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you, but my point is, if without that shit talking, he wouldn't have got that silver fight, and a lot of fighters that kind of wouldn't have. Could have argued he wouldn't have the success that he had without the shit talking, and a lot of these fighters wouldn't have the success. Darren Till is a great example. I mean, and he's an amazing fighter. All of these that I've just mentioned are amazing fighters. I'm not discrediting that. I'm just saying the personality is a reason why people watch, why people pay for the pay-per-view, and I don't feel like YouTube boxing has ever. I mean, it's increased, I suppose. You could argue maybe it's helped. In the sense of, you know, they've took what I've mentioned, like the Chael Sonnens, the Connors, and copied it and realised. But these people, what it shows to me is these people have personalities, they've had investment, and it shows a lot of boxers don't. I mean, I understand, you know, I get what you mean with the, you know, if you're a young lad fighting and all this, but at the same time, you know, they have an opportunity to go in the undercard. And I don't think it takes away from them. I don't see how you know, a couple of boxing fights here and there. And I mean, look at the people that are coming into the boxing. First of all, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, pardon me. And like you mentioned, getting off the street, perfect example. That was something that was nice. I mean, that was a great example I want to talk about. But, you know, eyes are coming in, and these eyes are not just going to stick to Jake Paul. They're going to expand, right? And this is the opportunity where young fighters and even world champions can take from it. And that's that. Even I think Matchroom. Eddie Hearn. Oh my God, terrible memory's gone. Eddie Hearn even said it on an interview, like, you know, we wanted to stick here. And that's why these YouTube boxers, I think, is a good thing for boxing. Sorry, I've been rambling. Go for it.
Eddie Hearn's a promoter, though, man. He's asked about bums on seats. I mean, to be fair to Eddie Hearn, I mean, he's dabbled in a bit of boxing himself and stuff like that. And I actually quite like Eddie Hearn. He's one of them. I'd sit and listen to him for a while. I know a few people don't like him, but he's asked about
he's
bums.
He's an intelligent guy.
But where you were saying,
would you not agree that? Sorry, would you not agree?
Back to your previous points, because you hit like 90 points then, and I'm trying to think of the one. So one of the things I was thinking was, you're going on about you have to, you know, sort of come out and use your personality to get ahead. I remember Paulo Costa Adesanya was interesting for me because he doesn't come out with any bullshit. He just looked like a mean motherfucker. And he went, really, it was Johnny Hendricks who went up from welterweight and was not past his sell-by date, but getting there. He fought someone else, and then Yoel Romero, and then fought for the title. That was three proper fights of any real caliber. I mean, he fought a few other people, but they were the three, and then went straight to Adesanya, just because he looked like a mean motherfucker. So that's an example of the same sort of thing, but not necessarily having the bullshit talk. I just feel like it's always been there in sports to a degree, but at least Paulo Costa was a fighter. Some of these basically should be doing white collar boxing or doing amateurs, and then a few amateurs and then pros. They've not even had amateur backgrounds, some of them. And then they're going in and fighting. I mean, some of them aren't even fighting boxers, they're just fighting other YouTubers and that, which fair enough. That's basically just a white collar that's on a big exhibition. And because they're well-known people, they did it. I remember Ricky Gervais going back 10, 20 years ago. He fought this news presenter, Anthony Turner, fella, for charity on telly, and they had a bit of a beef. So it's always been around. It's always been around. So
the difference is, though, Jake and people like that do want to take it serious. And the thing is, right, is we can't discredit what he's doing, right? I mean, he's training, he's putting the effort in, he's been working his ass off. And at the end of the day, boxing has always been about entertainment, right? I mean, MMA, combat sport has been about entertainment, and that's why we watch it, right? I mean, yes, it's about fighting and being the best fighter in the world, and you know, but it's about entertainment. To its core, it's about entertainment, but with entertainment, you need to get bums on seats, and I mean, these are doing it. I mean, you can't discredit it. I mean, that's not the.
But I can do what the fuck I like.
no, but I mean, in the sense of that,
no, I'm not discrediting it. I'm not discrediting it. I just wanted to say that. But no did you find the Nate Robinson fight that entertaining? I felt like, yeah, it was nice to see someone get knocked out because I love seeing stuff like that.
It was shit. It was shit.
Like watching a car wreck. But in terms of entertainment, I want to see someone get put under the kosh. You know, I can name you a couple of fights from the last few years. Ortega Holloway. Remember Arlovsky, Travis Brown? That was like a one round, 5-minute war where they were both dropped. And I don't really think back to one man just drumming another. I think back to a war. Shogun Rua, Henderson. I think about wars. That's what entertains me. where two people of equal standing go in and we find out who's got the heart. Not, I've got some guy trying to rugby tackle me and I've just KO'd him because he's never sparred before.
I get you. But then, you know, that's, but it's the person. I get what you mean. I get what
Look
you
at the Wilder
what
fight with Tyson Fury. People are still watching documentaries and Facebook clips on that. He got dropped in the first fight, got back up and put it on him. And then in the second fight, just like it was still a couple of rounds in before he managed to do him. Wilder was given everything he had, but just didn't have it. That was adversity. There was adversity there for both of the fighters.
The thing is, this fight, right, and YouTube boxing as a whole isn't built for the ultras. It's built for regulars, right? I mean, this is the whole thing is to make regulars the process, right? And this is how even Eddie Hearn and everything. Yes, I understand he's about getting bumsy, but he's also about bringing people into boxing. I mean, he has to get people into boxing. It's about getting regulars or even people that have never seen boxing, just like Jake Paul or whoever celebrity that Ben Askren's a comeback for athletes, so you can't really use him, but getting them here to be boxing fans and all that. And I think that's how I would say why it's good for boxing. I mean, that's more eyes on boxing, even more eyes on MMA is always a good thing. I can understand, you know, the opportunity now, but I don't think it cuts opportunity. I think it adds, if I'm honest.
Yeah, what you're saying about Eddie Hearn, I genuinely think he's got a great passion for the sport. He's like mates with Orbellier and stuff like that. And you don't make mates with the boxers if you only care about the money. But never be fooled. The money, the bums on seats, that's his bread and butter. That's where he earns a crust. So, you know, I think personally, he does think that it's entertaining and it's exciting to just see these people go in. But at the same time, you and me both said it in the last one, Jake Paul's handpicked the people he's got. That Gibb fella, I mean, I don't know what led up to that fight, how they got a beef or what led up to it. The Nate Robinson fella, none of them were really anyone who had answers for him. And in terms of the class that he's picked in Ben Askren, I still think Ben Askren should do it. I mean, my head says he should do it. There is always that slight worry.
Also, that's a good point. Like and subscribe and watch the other videos about the prediction fight. I think it. I mean, do you think it's not right? Are you saying that there's pros and cons?
I think it's good for the sport. It brings money in. It brings eyes to the sport. It gives kids something to look to. I mean, these kids have all got money, and they could be out spending it. You know, blowjobs in Amsterdam, smoking crack, doing whatever, and they're not doing that. You look at the movie stars in Hollywood that are child actors, and they spend half their life on drugs, and then do a big comeback in their 40s when they've been sent to rehab 10 times. They're not doing that. They're going out and they're training. They're doing something positive. So I can't knock them for that. But in terms of being a boxer, I'd be a bit sort of like, this fucking kid, who is he? I've trained, I've got however many amateurs, I've got however many pro fights, and he's above me on the card. So I can see it from both points of view.
I see that point of view. Yeah, I do see that point of view. But then also, you know, in life, you know,
shit happens. If you didn't think
unfortunately, you know, I know it's not fair, but you know, that's the opportunity. If you're only in the card of them, it's your opportunity, right? I mean, you without them or with them, you would be in the same fucking opportunity. You'd be in the same position, right? I mean, technically, you're getting better because you're gonna get a fucking massive star, YouTube star, whatever, still a star, and be in his undercard. And guess what? You got eyes on you. Fucking enjoy. Yeah, I mean, you got, and he wouldn't have had that before. Like, let's give an example. A random guy, 4-0, right? Just starting up.
Myles, sorry, I don't need to cut you off because we've hit our 15 minutes. We're trying to keep it down. Instead of a prediction, you're a YouTuber now. Yeah. You're on YouTube. Who do you want to fight? I'm calling out Boris Johnson.
Who would I fight? I'd fight any of the YouTube guys other than Vidal Riley because he would kick my head in. You know what?
You're choosing
Jake Paul
YouTubers. You can
funny.
choose
I'd fight
anyone
him
in the world.
Anyone in the world? I'll fight Jake. Give me. If Ben Askren pulls out, I'll fight.
You've got no one more interesting than that.
Mate, I'll do it for a tenner. How much would you fight Jake for? You got to think publicity, right? I mean, I'll fight for free.
I'm an old man, mate.
You reckon? I'll do it for free, mate. I'll do it for free. If Ben Askren pull down, they're like, mate, we need someone. We're in the UK.
Never do nothing for free.
I will do that one because of the publicity. If you win, and I feel like, I mean, I'm not going to big myself up on it and court, but I feel I could beat him. To be fair,
he's a lot older than you, though, isn't he?
Publicity wise,
you're still 20. You've got fresh legs.
3 years older than me. I think 3 years older than me. I mean, I'll take it free just because the publicity, right? You'd get massive numbers on that. You'd get. I think it'd be a hard fight though. I think he would. I think I'd go a couple rounds. I don't think it would be a straight up knockout. And I feel technically I'll be better than him. But I've been training a bit longer, and had actually fought guys that actually can fight. But yeah, I think that'd be. Would you? How much would you have to get paid then to fight him?
What to fight?
That'd be good way to end it. Huh?
I don't think it'd be a problem, is it? You put a couple of million in everyone's bank, innit?
What, you'd ask for $1 million? Imagine I'm Jake Paul's manager right now, and I'm like,
fight everyone else and pay them a couple of million.
How much to fight?
How much to fight them?
Yeah.
Just tell them to come down the local boozer on Friday night and just catch me after 2 pints.
Yeah, but then you're doing it for free.
Just break his phone and get his mate to film it.
Just do it for the one way.
My point was, I'd have chose someone a bit more exciting. I'd have dressed up in like NHS gear and twatted Boris Johnson or something.
Oh, okay, we're going with that. Okay, if I'm going for that,
you're just choosing YouTubers because of the theme of the video. If I could call out anyone,
yeah, okay. If I'm keeping it just normal, I don't know. No, who would I fight? What celebrity winds me up?
Piers Morgan.
Piers Morgan would be funny. That'd be a funny one.
Just because he wouldn't even fight me, he'd storm off.
yeah. No, good stuff.
No,
I was going to say,
I don't mind Piers. I've got
fair. Well, that's another
different subject. Different subject, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, go on then, Piers Morgan. That'll be funny. That'll get views, right? Go on, Piers, fight me. Come on, let's do it right now.
I think he'd chicken you.
You reckon, mate? Imagine if you chin me. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be done, mate. I'd retire. I'll be on this morning, mate, just crying.
It'd be worse if I got beat up in a nurse's outfit by Boris Johnson, though, wouldn't it? Fucking hell.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. That was a brilliant. Yeah. Should we wrap up there? That was a weird. I just went mad.
On that note, mate, let's wrap this up.
You YouTube box.
So you think it's good? I think it's good for the game, not the boxers necessarily. So there we go. Yeah. You've heard it here. That's what we think. Like and subscribe, as Myles tells you all the time. And we'll see you soon. Yes. Got a few things lined up, so hopefully we'll have another guest on in a day or two. Right, ciao.
Yeah, Black Eye by Piers Morgan. Yeah, ciao.